This man joined a search party to look for himself. Welcome to Journey Through the Awesome. Now, me personally, I have always been a fan of true crime shows. I follow a lot of true crime shows, the Forensic Files. I also play Ace Attorney. I've played Phoenix Wright. I know everything there is to know about true crime, mysteries, and what it takes to be a true detective. Even though Phoenix Wright has everything to do with a lawyer and not being a detective, you get the point. My deductive reasoning skills are off the charts. I could be able to look at a mystery and be like, that person did it. I'm like Conan Edogawa out here. So whenever I go on the internet and I look up all of these crazy stories that happen to people, and you hear about these insane disappearances, these murders, these crazy crimes that happen that nobody seems to have an answer to, the Zodiac killer crimes of the world, the Night Stalker crimes of the world, who killed all these people, who stole that bag of Twizzlers from the gas station, those types of crimes. It really makes you think. And I love thinkers. I love doing puzzles. I love challenging my brain. So when I come across stories like this, it really gets me thinking, but not in the same realm that I just described, more so in the way that I'm thinking about how could people be so stupid? Now, it's one thing to be concerned over the disappearance of a loved one, such as a family member or a friend. But when you find out that you yourself have gone missing, what is the response to that? What is the response when you realize that you have gone missing? That you are the missing person on all of the milk cart inboxes, on the TV commercials? What is your response to that? The reason I'm saying all this is because one man in Turkey actually found out until it was too late that he had gone missing. This article in Vice reported on a missing man in Turkey accidentally joined his own search party after he went missing and looked for himself for hours before realizing the rescue mission was for him. He was the one who had gone missing. So this man, Beyhan Mutlu, who is a 50-year-old man from a rural region out in Turkey, was out drinking with his friends when he wandered off into a nearby forest and did not return. Nobody saw this man. They don't specify exactly how long it was between after he disappeared and before this whole situation happened. We actually don't know that. What we do know is that eventually, as search parties were actually going out looking for him, when his friends had called the authorities, said, hey, our friend has gone missing. Last time we saw him was we had all gotten drunk together at the bar and we went to these woods just hanging out, because that's what all drunk people do. They go out into the woods. The police went out and citizens went out looking for him. And then people caught him on video and on photos helping them. But at first they didn't realize it. So a search and rescue mission was sent out. And according to the Turkish channel, which this is reported from Vice, they say, according to the Turkish channel in TV, when the news got out, the efforts really intensified in the neighborhoods. You had large groups of volunteers. And so the search party that was calling out for Mutlu's name was calling out for hours. And then a man from within the group spoke up and said, wait, who are we looking for? I'm right here. And then everybody looked at him like, boy, we was out here looking for you for hours. What are you doing? So, yeah, it's unclear how Mutlu found himself in the party or how his friends didn't realize that he was right there to begin with. But police was able to escort him back to his home. He was able to reunite with his friends and family, and everything was great. It was a happily ever after Disney ending. But for me, it's just, this is insane. It's insane to me to think that this man went so long, saw all of this, and again, we don't know how long it was between after his disappearance and before all of this came out, and he actually realized that he was the one who had gone missing. For all we know, it could have been days. And this man realized in the midst of all these search and rescue missions, wait, I'm actually the one these guys are looking for. This is like the craziest mystery that has ever popped up in the history of the internet, in the history of existence, I think. It's probably not up there. There are probably some really crazy ones, like woman got kidnapped by a gigantic gorilla and climbed on top of Empire State Building holding this woman. That is a crazier disappearance story than this man, except I think they found her. Oh wait, that was the movie, King Kong. Never mind, but this is definitely a crazy disappearance story. It's crazy in the sense that you just, you kind of feel for this guy. You feel for this guy. You feel like he was in just the wrong place at the wrong time because maybe he wanted to leave. Maybe he wanted to go into the forest. Maybe he wanted to live as a recluse. And then all of his friends was like, wait, our friend went missing. Come on, hey, our friend has gone missing. And then they all go search for him. And then he's like, oh man, well, maybe if I play along and I go along with these search and rescue missions, pretend like I'm one of them and we can't find him, me, then I can go on about my life and live secluded in the forest. And then nobody will ever know that I actually got away. He was probably thinking to himself that this was some kind of amazing, high IQ, big brain moment of his, that he was going to go missing, he was going to live off of the grid, and he was going to abandon his friends. That's what this was. I found out your real plans, Mootslu. I found out your real plans. You didn't actually go missing. You went missing. Yeah, you went missing on purpose to avoid the responsibility of being with your friends and family. You was actually trying to get out of your old life for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's your personal biz, not mine. You was trying to live on your own, living off of your own pee and animals, because that's what he did in the show, if you're familiar with that. You was trying to live that life, weren't you? Behan Mootslu. I understand. I have this case cracked like Detective Conan, like Sherlock Holmes, the black Sherlock Holmes living in the US right now. This is a case that I think is pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious to me. I don't know about you guys. How do you guys feel about this? Do you have your own theories about whether or not he actually wanted to leave? Because, I mean, seriously, what are the odds? What are the chances that they hadn't already said his name a million times before they said it once and he said, oh, wait, you looking for me? Nah, 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 nah. You're not going to play that. You're not going to play that. Okay? Because we all came out here. We said your name a million, bajillion, gazillion, tetrillion times before you decided to pipe up. I just know they did. And I know that the whole time he was like, oh man, I can't believe they find me. You know what it was? The reason he finally piped up and the reason he finally just came out and said, oh, wait, I'm here. Because he realized, he weighed his options and he said, wait a second, if I live out in the forest, that means I'm going to have to be living off of my own pee. Murdering animals. He was probably an animal lover. He loved squirrels. He loved birds. He loved animals that are indigenous to Turkey. Whatever those are. Octopus. I don't know. Sharks. Bears. I'm just naming off animals. Random animals. I'm not actually sure. I'm not a turkey expert. Do I look like a turkey? Do I look like a bird? Gobble, gobble. No, I'm not. But I know what this man was trying to do. He realized that he did not want to kill any animals and he did not want to live into the woods because then that meant he would have to live in dirty clothes, murdering innocent animals. You see where this is going. He'd have to use the bathroom out in the open. That's just uncomfortable. So he decided he wasn't going to do that. And he decided to finally come loose and just tell everybody what was up. I see your game and I see how it broke you. And you know what? I'm not even mad, Mootslu. I'm not even mad. I think we have all envisioned a life where we could be indigenous to the natural world, to the forest, where we could all just live alone in the woods, on an island, wherever, and just disappear from our old life. I get it. I get it. You were trying to escape. Unfortunately for you, I had this case cracked. So that's my theory. You all can come up with your own theories. I think this case is pretty open and shut. I think he was trying to live a new life and he got pressured and he decided to come clean to these people who probably, I mean, they probably knew he was there. They knew he was there. They just were trying to go along with it. They wanted a crazy story to come out of this. I can't imagine that the friends that he had who were in the search and rescue mission met this guy who had to have looked exactly the same because it was him. And then they go along and then he pipes up and then they're like, oh, you were there. No. Best friend. If my best friend disappears and he's officially missing on all the news outlets and everywhere else, and we go out to find him, and then some guy comes on who looks just like him, and we're like, who are you? That's not happening. We're like, hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, we were looking for you for so long and you just disappeared. We were thinking that the animals ate you. I thought that a giant hippo came out and consumed you. I thought that a giant bird picked you up and took you off to a mountain. No, bro, I was here the whole time. Well, how did you disappear for so long? You know, we'd be doing all that. We wouldn't be doing, oh, sir, can you help us find our missing friend who disappeared? I think a hippo came out and ate him. I'm just thinking about hippo. What do you guys think of this story? Do you have any theories about how this really was, about whether or not it was just a case of where everybody was stupid and everybody was suffering the stupidity effect, the little, oh, I got memory loss effect? Do you think it was that case, or do you think there was something sinister going on beneath the pages? Let me know down in the comments below. You can support this show by supporting all my socials down in the description and subscribing and liking for more episodes like this. Also, I will be coming out with more episodes of Pancake Doodle very soon, which, as you guys know, is my other series where I talk about stuff while drawing about stuff. And stay tuned, because I will also be releasing music on another channel called Kwameker Topics. So watch out for that soon, and I will see you all in the next one. As always, stay motivated.